Hi everybody, this is Barb with Baking with Barb, WI. It's been a really long time since I've made a video, and no excuse for it other than the fact that I've been rather busy. However, I met some of my Kansas City followers not too long ago, and I did tell them that they inspired me into making another video. So here we go. For those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, you may wonder about the crown. Of course, my regular followers do know I've told the story that one day I just simply realized that every woman should feel like a queen every single day. And if it takes a crown to achieve that goal, then go get yourself a crown. I personally have two. This is my more silver crown. I do have another gold crown, and I will wear that next time. So that's the story about the crown. And I do want to share, I spent a couple weekends in Kansas City, actually Overland Park, with my son and his family. And I was able to meet a lot of their friends who are also YouTube followers. And I have to say what a wonderful time that I had at one of their homes. The friends, the camaraderie, the holiday feeling was all really great. And I thank you both for that, and everybody who was there, actually. It was a very nice time. However, while I was there, what really inspired and intrigued me, I guess that's a word somewhat, is the adulation for the Taylor Swift and the Casey Kelsey, whoever that guy is, phenomena. That's a good word for it. I personally do not understand it. Yes, I do realize she's a talented person. She only sings her own songs. She writes everything herself. She now is a billionaire. Who can't admire that? She must be doing something correctly. But I just don't get it. I just still don't get it. Now, my husband has two granddaughters who are, I think 15 and 12, 13, something like that. They're crazy about Taylor Swift. I get that. I understand that. But my son is not a teenager anymore. His wife, of course, always will look like one. But everybody at this party were not teenagers. And the following and the devotion and the dedication, I just don't understand. And I thought, I have to have something to say about this. But in reflection and retrospect, I guess I just have no words. There are no words that I can describe. There just are no words. So going along with the line of Baking with Barb, obviously you can see I'm not at my stove. Actually, I have about 7 minutes to do this because I have to pack yet. We're going out of town for a little holiday thing, and I'm not ready. Of course, I never am. However, I do have 3 tips, baking kitchen type tips for you that I think are very worthy, and I think that you will all use. Now, the first one, and I'm a sucker for Facebook suggestions, baking tips. If somebody knows more than something about something that I do, I listen to them, and I try it. First thing is, a couple of different women profess that the Pillsbury chocolate chip cookie dough was the best chocolate chip cookies that they have ever tasted, made, baked, experienced in their lives. I don't think I've ever made these, but of course, because they recommended it, I had to buy one. So I will be making these next week or whenever it is for Christmas when we have some company. So, might want to check into it. Might be worth it. Second tip of the day. Milk. I don't often use cake mixes. Well, maybe quite frequently, actually. And almost all of them call for a cup of water or a half a cup of water or whatever, but it's just water. A very dear baker many years ago said, whatever the water measurement is, put half milk. So if it's a cup, you put a half a cup of water, half a cup of milk, not all water. And it really does make a difference. I don't know if it makes it creamier or smoother, but I personally have noticed a difference. Third tip. I am very well known and very infamous and famous for my ribs. They're just delicious. And so many people have asked, how do you do your ribs? Now, I know I'm treading on touchy territory, Kansas City ribs. Yes, I understand. My son gives me ribs from a place, and of course, they're to die for. They're just delicious. However, we're in northern Wisconsin. So we're not talking about any honey. We're not talking about brown sugar. We're not talking about onions. We're not talking about 20 minutes you do this and then 20 minutes you do that. I put 2 racks of ribs in my big broiler pan. I got a bottom of the pan that I use, but a big pan, and sprinkle both sides heavily with any dry Cajun seasoning that you have. I make sure it's a Cajun seasoning because I like those spices. So now you know where my son gets it. And I put them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. Watch your time because you don't want them any longer than that. I don't cover them. I don't flip them. I don't do anything with them. At that point, I turn my oven down to about 275 or 300 for however long it needs to be, perhaps 3 hours or whenever they're tender. And if it gets kind of, if the 400 degrees kind of made everything brown and crispy in the pan, I put in about a cup of water just to loosen it up, moist, make them moist, stuff like that. And oftentimes I will lightly brush some barbecue sauce on so that you hardly even know that it's there. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Either way is good. But that's all. Just put them in the oven, 400 degrees for a half hour or so, then put your temperature down. And I put them in frozen. Doesn't matter. Put them in frozen. It's basically the same thing. Sometimes then I will put foil on them to keep them warm, but I don't cook them any longer. And you will love them. It's just not that hard. And it doesn't have to be that many steps. So on that note, everybody, I know this has been kind of quick and kind of frantic, but that's the way the season is. You'll note that I'm not showing my kitchen or my counter or everything, and there's a very good reason for that, because it's a mess. So I want to say Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you for following me, and very special thoughts and prayers go out to Eric and Kristen today, thinking of you. So be smart, be kind, be safe, and until next time, be well.